Hello everyone, Lizbot3000 here. Today I've got the next installment in my Tarot Tiny Home series of Sims builds. Today's is the 6th card of the Major Arcana, the Emperor. Here we're building here in San Myshuno on a lot I never actually looked twice at until I saw it recently in one of Sid Mac's videos actually. This is the lot that the gym is on, not the celebrity gym, but the other one. So, like the others that I've built in the series, this is a tiny home, which is a designation that came with the Tiny Living Pack. It comes with all sorts of perks, though the one I find myself taking advantage of the most is an increased rate of skill building, but there's other perks such as general happiness, plants grow faster, that sort of thing. I've got the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the card here on the right side of the screen. If you see the Emperor in a spread, it generally means authority, establishment, structure. If you wish to look at it through the lens of gender stereotypes, it's a masculine card and can represent a father figure. Reading up on the card meanings, I decided that the Emperor is a politician and a high-ranking one too, maybe a president. I wanted to create a home for them that embodied power and establishment, so I decided to build a miniature loft in the style of the skyscrapers that surround this lot. To me, establishment often means conformity, so I wanted it to blend in. Well, blend in as much as a miniature skyscraper can. Anyway, if you ever see me rotate the camera around awkwardly, it's probably because I was taking a look around for reference. And yes, I am aware that that fence that I just put down doesn't actually match the rest of the fences. I didn't even notice it until after the screenshots were recorded. But I do promise that I fixed it, so when you look at it in the gallery, it's correct. And of course, another thing I forgot was an exterior trash can, so that's been added as well. I decided to scoot the lot back just a little bit because I didn't want anything between the backside windows and the actual view of the city. I wouldn't want anything impeding that vision, so I imagine the Emperor certainly wouldn't either. And plus, it gives me a little room to make the front a little nicer, a little more well manicured. Here I am adding some little overhangs to just give it a more complete feel, not look like just a plain old box. I decided to add a bar to the outside that felt appropriate to me. Someone who's a politician has to be pretty good at schmoozing, and what better way to do that than over a couple of drinks. These are some liquor shelves from Dine Out. I found myself using that a lot more than I expected to, was Dine Out. Just a lot of, I don't know, hoity-toity, streamlined sort of things. So this is an item that's in debug. You actually find it in the background of this lot. There's a couple of buildings with some green curtains around it. I wanted to add it to my build as a bit of a nod to that, again, to help it to blend in. One thing you see me mess around with a lot is lighting. A lot of the Sims default lighting is pretty warm, but warm lighting doesn't really mesh well with the effect I'm going for. I wanted something cold and impersonal, and I had to basically turn all of the lights down to a cooler blue rather than the default yellow. So unlike most builds, I wanted this lot to feel cold and impersonal. The Emperor in the card sits upon a throne of stone, so I decided to reflect that in the concrete and glass. So like I said, I imagined the Emperor as a politician, so of course I need to have a podium for practicing those skills, maybe hosting rallies, that sort of thing. I didn't notice it until halfway through building this, but there's actually a podium in the background of this lot too. Like if directly behind where the camera's at right now, right in front of the waterfall, there's a podium there too. So in my mind, they practice here on their lot and then migrate over to the other side of the lot whenever they're ready to actually give their speeches. I skipped a little bit of the outside decorations here. It's all pretty self-explanatory, nothing fancy. A couple lights, a couple of really boring trees, shrubs, that sort of thing. Moving inside, this is always a bit of a challenge, doing a 2-story tiny home, especially because stairs take up so many precious tiles. I only have 64 to work with, and I just used up 7 of those, 8 of those. maybe more. 4 on the top, 5 or 6 on the bottom. Anyway, it's a waste of space, to be honest, but I didn't feel like a ladder was very appropriate for a politician. So I decided to splurge, I guess you'd call it, and add in a very sleek set of stairs. I decided to tuck in a little bathroom here, and you'll see that last little wall I placed kind of had a big effect. I waffled a lot about that one, but in the end I decided to keep it, which meant putting in different windows because I just couldn't let myself put a wall in the middle of a window. That's not something you would see in real life, and it's not something I wanted here. So I ditched the fancier windows and went back to, I think, some base game windows, actually, which was just as well because I think it matches the background size skyscrapers better with these windows rather than the ones I did have. Real quick, going into the bathroom, have a big old mirror. The shower is from Snowy Escape, I believe. It's one that you can walk through, so you can have an easy 3-tile bathroom, which I didn't think was very realistic for a politician, but then again, a tiny home is not realistic for a politician, so I let myself just kind of roll with this one. If you don't have Snowy Escape, there's also a shower head in Discover University that is also one you can walk through. I just thought the Snowy Escape one was a little fancier, a little more sleek. That is a poster from the new Book Nook kit. I think it's supposed to be like a book cover, but I thought it was pretty stark enough, cold enough, black and white enough. I don't know. It just felt right for this build, and I used it a few other times, as you will see later. Here I am adding some towels to the bathroom, and what I'm doing here is I am hitting 9 on my keyboard, and that raises items up from the ground. So what would otherwise just be laying on the ground, I'm able to raise up and put on these shelves because the towels don't automatically lock to the shelves. They're too big, I think. Moving on, we've got a pretty basic kitchen here. I kept the fridge and the oven and the sink from base game, but I believe the cabinets are from another game, but honestly, you can use whichever cabinets you want. I just thought they matched well with those base game appliances. I'm doing the tiniest bit of clutter here. I just didn't think that clutter matched well with the direction I was going. Because unlike most builds, I wanted this lot to feel cold and impersonal. The Emperor in the card sits upon a throne made of stone, and I reflected that in the concrete and the glass of a skyscraper and tried to keep the first floor pretty well manicured. Tidy, neat, but not really friendly, per se. A place that you would go and be like, dang, this place is beautiful, but does anyone actually live there? Along those lines, I didn't really realize how many different packs I used for this build until I actually uploaded it to the gallery, so I apologize for that one. The ones you need most are City Living and Get to Work, but I used a lot of Vintage Glamour, Dine Out, and Eco Lifestyle as well, so if you have those, you can replace the rest pretty easily with other packs. That little round stool is from Get Together, and these lights are from the Industrial Loft kit. I recently got both of those packs for myself, so I wanted to add them into this build. I mean, you get shiny new stuff, you want to use it. I left the lighting in the kitchen a little colder and put the lighting in the living area a little warmer. That was my one concession, I guess, to it. Here I am using some curtains from the Desert Luxe kit, which is amazing. These curtains are just brilliant. I used them both bottom and top floor, as well as that little coffee table in the middle is also from the Desert Luxe kit, I believe. Just add a little bit of pampas grass and a lamp from the Book Nook kit, I believe, and we'll move on upstairs. A lamp from the Book Nook kit and a little books to put on the ottoman, which is also from the Book Nook kit. And here's me remembering at the last second that yes, I do actually need a trash can in here. One tiny bit of clutter and one image to go on the wall, which is again from City Living. And we will move on upstairs. So yeah, let me know if you think I interpreted this card correctly or if there's something different you would have done. And definitely let me know if you have any other ideas for future cards. I am all ears, would love to hear your thoughts about it. So when I got to the second floor, I got the feeling that the Emperor would like a private place to decompress, so to me this is the one place that a little personality got injected. Yeah, I keep the black and white, but I added a lot of gold in here. I thought the gold was maybe a little bit of self-indulgence, as well as a nod to the yellows and oranges in the back of the in the background of the Rider-Waite-Smith card. I'm just finishing up out here. Again, with the curtains from Desert Luxe kit, I believe the dressers from High School Years, the bed is from Vintage Glamour. You can find this home in the Sims 4 gallery under the name The Emperor's Tiny Loft, under my screen name over there, which is also Lizbot 3000. I believe that's all I have for today, so I will go ahead and end this build with some general decoration, some cluttering, and some pretty chill music. And thank you for your time. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Color-coded just to keep me sane. My world is finally feel